Hey, Hanako. There's no other reason why I had you come here today. Please help us.
Well, I did imagine this was going to happen, but I didn't think it would be this bad. And my answer was, there's no way.
Well, why not? We were in love for 25 years. And yet, why are you going to say no so quickly like that? This is wrong. Hey!
My name is Hanako Sayama. I'll be turning 50 years old this year. And I'm a freelance engineer. I live together with my husband, Hideki, who I've been married to for 25 years. My mother-in-law, and my son, Yudo. And I actually have a concern on my mind right now. My goodness. Even though Hideki is going to work, and Yudo is going to school, all you do is play on your computer. Mrs. Sayama, this is actually work. Huh? What are you saying? Work is when you work so hard that you sweat. That's what it means to work. And yet, what are you doing? You're just sitting around and being lazy. No, that's not what I'm doing. My concern was the bullying from my mother-in-law. In particular, she has a really harsh perspective about remote workers like me. Well, my mother-in-law was an old-fashioned person. And maybe it can't be helped that she has such a stubborn point of view. That being said, this is a real job, and I can't let her get in the way of it. Ugh, must be nice to have it so easy like you. You get to make money over something like that, right? It's so unfair, truly. On that day, I had work piled up. And I was in a huge rush, and so I was irritated. And yet, I still stayed silent and listened to my mother-in-law. But... Hey, Hugh. Are you even listening to me? Mrs. Sayama, please, that's enough already. How many times do I have to tell you that I'm working for you to understand? How dare you speak to me like that? And first of all, you're living off of Social Security, aren't you? I'm actually earning money here. And yet, why do you always come here and try to get in my way? How dare you speak to me like that? You better remember this. She threw those words at me, and then my mother-in-law disappeared somewhere. But in the end, this became the catalyst for my relationship with my mother-in-law to become even worse. And actually, my concern wasn't only this.
Hey! Why is dinner still not ready?
I'm sorry, I was busy with work today.
Huh? Even though you're holed up at home the whole day, what work are you talking about? Don't make me laugh.
Well then, why don't you make dinner yourself?
What? Over here working with my blood, sweat, and tears. What are you saying?
That's right. Mom, that's not fair. You lazy, useless woman.
What did you just say?
Hey. You have time to be getting angry at your son. Can you hurry up and make dinner?
That's right. In fact, nobody in my entire family understood my job. I have a son and I have an elderly mother-in-law. That's why I have been tolerating this behavior to a certain extent. But I finally reached the limit of my patience. Yes, and are you okay with the price of one piece at $200?
Yes, we have no problems with that. And about the deadline.
But please, pardon me, Mrs. Sayama. Yes? What? Please stop that. I'm in the middle of a business meeting. Excuse me? Business meeting? Even though you're just messing around? What business meeting? What an idiot trying to pretend like games are work. What do you mean playing games? How many times do I have to tell you? And plus, if you're going to vacuum, then can you please do it later? What are you saying? Even though I'm going out of my way to help you with the chores, you're telling me to do it later? Like I said, right now this is an important meeting. Just as I started to say that. In that case, why don't you take that? Please stop that. To my shock, my mother-in-law took the trash that had been piled into the vacuum cleaner and threw it on my head.
You look much more pretty like this, you useless woman.
I was covered in dust and trash. I held back my tears and I messaged my client to cancel the meeting that day.
What? Why don't you say something?
Ugh. In order to get the dirt off of me, I hurried to take a shower and I grabbed my computer and headed to a cafe.
Miss Hanako, hello.
Yes, hello. I'm very sorry for the terribly rude meeting earlier.
Not at all. It seemed like you were having a difficult time across the screen there.
I'm truly sorry about that.
It didn't bother me at all, so you don't need to worry about it. So anyway, about the deadline. Around what time would be best for you?
In this way, I was somehow able to have a successful meeting. And then that day, I made a certain decision.
Hey, Hanako. Where were you when it's already this late?
That's right. I'm starving. Where were you?
Hanako, you shouldn't be holding grudges. She was lazing about at home without fulfilling her duties as a wife, so I educated her. And yet she got angry and stormed out of the house.
What do you mean, education? After throwing all that garbage on someone's head, she really is a crazy mother-in-law. But today was the last day I was going to have to feel this way. I threw the divorce papers on the table.
What is this?
What?
Wait, you're going to leave us willingly?
Yeah, I'm not confident I can continue my life with you people. Goodbye.
Yes! Lucky us. Now that the old hag is gone, we have more space in the house.
Yeah. And I'm going to have a lot less stress.
Is that so? Well, that's that. And I'm going to be leaving.
Once you leave this house, you're never going to be able to come back. Do you understand?
Yeah, trust me, I understand.
Ugh. You don't even know how to speak with respect. You're seriously an irritating wife.
It seems like my mother-in-law still had complaints towards me. But at this point, none of that mattered anymore. Phew, I'm exhausted. For now, until I could find a good place to live, I decided to live out of a hotel. I have been working super hard until now, so I had plenty of savings. And plus, as long as I had my computer, I can work from anywhere, so there weren't any particular problems. 1 week later, living in a hotel isn't so bad, but I'm getting pretty tired of it. That being said, even if I wanted to rent a place, it's hard as a freelancer. Until now, we've been renting under Hideki's name, so... But it wasn't like I wanted to rent a place to live that badly, so I decided to live as a digital nomad. And from there, I traveled across the country from north to south and worked from all kinds of places. Thanks to that, I was able to eat all kinds of food and see different views. And I am able to live a really fulfilling life every day. From there, I left the country, and I went to Brazil, France, and even got to travel all around the world. But then one day, I was in China at the time when I noticed a missed call on my cell phone. It was from Hideki.
Long time. You been well?
With no thanks to you, life is very fulfilling.
Is that so? There's actually a favor I wanted to ask you.
A favor?
Yeah, this is about Yudo's future.
Yudo? Did something happen?
Well, actually, apparently, Yudo wants to become a freelancer like you in the future. He said that he wants to talk to you about it.
Well then, can it be on a remote call?
No, he wants to speak to you directly.
While I am in China right now, but can it be 1 month later?
That's fine. Thanks.
And so 1 month went by, and I went to go see my former family for the first time in a while. It had only been about 6 months since I left that house, and even though he's rotten, my son needed me. So I still felt like I needed to go. I haven't been back at his house in 6 months after I dropped something off. What is this? It doesn't seem like anybody is living here.
Oh, Hanako!
Hideki? Standing there was none other than my ex-husband, Hideki. However, his facial hair was all over the place, and I couldn't stand how much he smelled. He smelled like he hadn't taken a bath in days.
Well, come on in.
Whoa, what is this? When I walked into the living room, the house had completely changed. There were clothes scattered everywhere, and even leftover cup noodles laying around.
It's a little bit messy, but give us a break. Hey, Yudo, come out here. Your mom is here.
Yudo?
Oh, it's you, Mom. Long time no see.
When Yudo came out of his room, his hair was long and messy. He was clearly unemployed.
Hey, Hideki. Dinner still isn't ready.
Hey, Mom, you just ate, don't you remember?
What did you just say? I bet you're just trying to fool me like that so you don't have to feed me.
What are you saying? Did you already forget that we just ate?
Uh,
Sorry, Hanako. As you can see, it seems like my mom has always had dementia. And ever since you left, it immediately accelerated.
I see.
Hey, Hanako, there's no other reason why I had you come here today. Please help us.
Well, I did imagine this was going to happen, but I didn't think it would be this bad. And my answer was, there's no way.
Why not? We were in love for 25 years. And yet, why are you going to say no so quickly like that? This is wrong. Hey!
Calm down. First, explain the current situation to me.
Right. My bad.
According to Hideki's explanation, ever since I left, everybody was eating cup noodles or frozen meals, and they were only eating things that were easy to make. Immediately after that, my mother-in-law's dementia accelerated, and he had no choice but to resign from his company to take care of her. As for Yudo, when he graduated high school, he failed all of his college entry exams. He's currently unemployed, but it doesn't look like to me that he's studying at all. And when I think about his personality, he's not the type to be able to work hard towards a goal. But he had a lot of pride, so he probably tried to aim for colleges that were nowhere near his level. And I could easily imagine that he's unemployed and wandering aimlessly without taking any responsibility for his life. As for Hideki, he's busy taking care of his mother and trying to feed Yudo. And because of that, he was only feeding them cup noodles and frozen meals. And Yudo's health had deteriorated. Hideki's mother's dementia was only getting worse, and his son's health was declining as well.
And after all that, I got caught in a scam.
A scam? What kind of scam?
Ever since you left, I went to a shop where I would be able to have a little fun. I see, so your name is Kaede. You're pretty cute.
You don't look like you're 50 years old, Hideki. Hey, if you pay me $500 more, I'll do it with you.
Seriously? I'll pay.
And then, the moment that he tried to go in for it,
Hi, mister. It says here that sex is forbidden, doesn't it?
No, but because...
Mr. Manager, this old man was about to make me have sex with him.
Oh dear. Well, this isn't good. That's a crime.
No, this was...
Well then, if you pay $10,000, they won't forgive you.
At that moment, I was so terrified that I was going to get arrested over something like this. And I ran straight to an ATM and I paid $10,000. And I was just so shocked and so devastated that I was fooled by a girl half my age.
According to Hideki, after this incident and everything with Yudo and his mother piling up on him, he became depressed both physically and mentally. I'm sorry, but there's no way for me to save you.
No way! But I quit my job. My unemployed money's about to hit the bottom. And plus, the gas and water bills are behind. I haven't been able to pay rent for 3 months either.
You did this all to yourself.
I've been listening to you this whole time. But I'm actually going to get big in the future.
Before you say that, you need to go to college.
Shut up! There are a lot of famous people who didn't go to college. And plus, I'm going to be taught by the most amazing business mentor.
Business? What kind of business?
It's an income of rights. I bought the materials from my mentor. I'm going to use the know-how that's written on there and earn a lot of money.
What? How much did you buy that for?
$500? Why? I'm not going to be a peasant freelancer like you, Mom.
So, have you been earning money now?
I still haven't received the materials yet, so I haven't earned anything. But I can earn $10,000 in the first month. I'm on a different level from you, Mom.
Funny you say that, even though I'm earning $100,000 a year. So, who is this mentor that you're talking about?
He's always riding around in a luxury car, and he buys all the luxury items. And he's always taking vacations. Anyway, he's super amazing.
Listen, Yudo, I'm gonna give you one last warning as your mother. You should probably quit that business.
You're just jealous. You're just upset that your son is going to surpass you.
This is pointless. He's completely being used. Have you been in touch with that person?
Huh? Well, now that you mention it, I haven't heard from him recently.
Getting caught in a scam like father like son.
What did you say? Are you making fun of us?
Yeah. And plus, you lied about Yudo wanting to know more about becoming a freelancer. And you really just wanted to ask me for help, isn't that right?
Well, that's...
Hey, is dinner still not ready? Hideyoshi.
My name is Hideki. And plus, you just ate, don't you remember?
In times like this, you need to rely on the city office. Maybe the government can help you somehow.
Shut up! I'm not gonna rely on you anymore. Get out!
Yeah. Goodbye. Because it had only been half a year, I didn't think that any of them had changed. But I didn't think it would have gotten this much worse. I truly am glad that I got away from them. 1 year went by from there. But then one day when I was browsing the internet... What? Seriously? To my shock, there was an article about Hideki and Yudo being receivers for a specialized scam group and getting arrested. I can imagine they went to the city office, but they weren't able to receive government living support. And this was the only option they had left. If they are receivers for a scam group, it wouldn't take much time, and they could do it even in bad health. For the record, their house was searched, and I heard that they found the bones of a woman that became skeletonized. I truly am glad that I got that divorce. If I had stayed in a family like that, I don't know what kind of trouble I would have gotten into. For the record, I'm still working hard as a freelance engineer to this day. And to be honest, I don't have any particular thoughts towards Hideki or Yudo or my ex-mother-in-law. Because they got in the way of my life. To all of you watching, whether it's your family or your friends, it might be important to have the strength to leave people who hurt you. And it might be good to remember what I just said.